Peace. What's the word, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Thursday, keeping it peaceful, educating yourselves, man, eating the fruits and veggies, getting some water in, exercise, and all that good stuff, man. Give y'all about 2-3 minutes to tap in before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Thursday, man. We just got some health information to build on, man. Y'all know what it is. Montel, peace, what's happening? What's the word? How we living and feeling on this wonderful Thursday? Miss Naya, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Eugene, peace, what's happening? Ricky, peace, what's the word? What's happening? We're gonna break down fasting utilizing juices. Now, technically, I always got to break down what fasting actually means. Technically, it's not a fast if you are consuming juice, but I'm speaking in layman terms. I'm speaking in layman terms so y'all can understand it. Juicing and all that is more so like a cleanse or a detox. Fasting, technically, you are refraining from all of that, and only utilizing water. But when I use the term fast, y'all know what I mean. So we speaking in layman terms so everybody can understand what I'm talking about. Lindell, peace, Big Smooth, peace. What's the word? Break down a few things in regards to the difference between the two. The difference between the two. A lot of people with certain things about juice fasting that a lot of people may not be hip to. Then there's certain things about water fasting that people might not be hip to. And a lot of times when people start fasting, man, for the most part, people fast incorrectly. And that's when it can become dangerous, man. A lot of people don't educate themselves on fasting, man. There are ways to go about fasting. There are things you are supposed to do before and after a fast, and even sometimes during the fast to ensure that everything goes smoothly. And a lot of people do not do any of this. Sharif and Peach, what's happening? Nah, Montel, yeah, I'm gonna break that down. Water fasting can be dangerous for most people. And juice fasting is beneficial for everybody depending on the juices, depending on what fruits and vegetables are being utilized for the juices. But everybody can benefit from a juice fast. It just depends on the actual juices and the person's body. A water fast can become dangerous, especially considering the toxic load that most people possess in the wilderness of North America, man. The more toxic you are, the more dangerous a water fast can actually be for you. So that's why I don't necessarily recommend a lot of people start off fasting with water fast. That can become very dangerous. And I'm gonna break that down in a second here, more people tap in. But that water fasting can get very dangerous if not done properly. If not done properly, and sometimes under supervision, that water fast can be more detrimental than good. Now, water fasting becomes good as far as like maintenance when you've already reached a nice level of health. But like starting out on the health journey, no, I don't recommend just going straight out water fast for more than several days. That could become dangerous, and a lot of people do that. Shantae, peace. What's happening? Sharif, and let's get it for sure. Lindell, you say, is there a fruit juice that you won't drink? Me personally, no. But the thing about it is, man, it's so like everybody has a different body type, everybody has a different reaction. So at the end of the day, you gotta like pay attention to how your body responds. So me personally, like I can drink like any fruit juice and eat any fruit, and it doesn't bother me. Some people they have adverse reactions to certain fruits and vegetables and things like that. So you got to just pay attention to how your body responds to the fruits and to the vegetables, to any food. But me personally, nah, I any fruit is good for me. Like my body responds well to all fruits. I don't have any type of negative reaction to any type of fruit juice, any type of fruit. Now, of course, too much of anything kill you. Too much of anything can harm you. But nah, there isn't a fruit that I got that I have to avoid or that I will avoid. I'm good with all fruit. Sharif, man, what you say? What about wait a minute, what you say? What about watermelon, herbal tea, and banana? Oh yeah, that's righteous to me. That's right and exact. That's right and exact. Ricky, my brother, appreciate the donation. You said I did a 156-day juice fast in 2018, lost 90 pounds, definitely changed my life. For sure. And I was gonna talk about that. Like you can go, yeah, you can go a lot longer when you juice fasting opposed to water fasting too. I was gonna break that down too. But yeah, that's right and exact. I think like one of the longest ones that I read about as far as juice fasting was like 160 days. So you was right there. That's one of the longest ones that I heard about. I'm sure there have been longer juice fasts for the most part. Goddess Isis Peace, what's happening? Akuma, what's happening? Kevin, what's your thought on the body armor drinks? Man, I be trying to stay away from all of that. It's just depending on the circumstances. Some of those drinks can serve a purpose if you're working out heavy and hard. But for the most part, man, I try to stay away from all of that. I try to stay away from all of that for the most part. All right, but we good now. Now we can get into the building a little bit. I mean, this is real. We're gonna keep it real simple. We're not gonna get too complicated when it comes to building on the fasting. But like I said originally, like technically when you are consuming juice like fruit juices, vegetable juices, that's not technically considered a fast by definition. I'm just using layman terms. So if anybody want to try to be too technical with me and say, that's not called a fast, I'm already ahead of you on that one. I already know. But when I say juice fast, people know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's why I use the phrase. So the reason why I said if you go on a water fast initially, like when you just starting out on the health journey, and a lot of people do this because a lot of people striving to lose weight, things along these lines, man, because we dealing with a very overweight and obese society. It is what it is. So for the most part, when people come across information that's telling them to fast and all that type of good stuff, man, the only way they know to do it is like water. That's how they do it. That's the first way they go about it. And a lot of people try to go to the extremes too soon. So it's like they read about fast and they try to go on 3-5 day water fast whole while they haven't made any alterations to their lifestyle. So it's like they wake up one day and say, I'm going fast. The day before that, they ate whatever they wanted to, whatever they wanted to eat. That's very dangerous. You cannot do that. You're supposed to ease into the fast and you're supposed to ease out of the fast. So I always tell people, especially if you're going to do like a water fast, the day before you start that water fast, not even the day before, like 2 or 3 days before, you need to be eating a lot of light meals, a lot of light foods, predominantly raw. Like you should definitely be eating very light and like soupy foods and things like that, man. So smoothies, soups, little stuff like that. You do not want to be eating heavy acidic foods before you start your water fast. That's very, very dangerous. You don't want to do that. So again, you want to ease into the fast, man. So if you know you're about to be trying to go on a 7-day fast, you got to prep your body for it. Light meals, man. Light meals. Keep it light for like 2 or 3 days before you actually begin to fast. And the same way that you prep to begin it, that's how you end it too. So you need to end that fast the same way. You know what I'm saying? Light meals. You want to break it kind of like with a soup type deal. That's why I tell people a lot of times to drink some type of vegetable broth. That's a good way to break a long water fast. Get you some vegetable broth, man, and sip on that. And sometimes even while people are fasting, I've had them sip on vegetable broth, and that helps them get through the fast. Anytime you get that sensation of hunger, which again, we already know that it's not hunger, you just have an appetite. So we know what that is. But a lot of times people have that problem when they starting out fasting. So I tell them to sip on some vegetable broth during the fast when they trying to do all water, and that helps curb the so-called hunger pain, which again, we've already broken that down in a previous video. It's really not hunger pain. But that's a good way to actually break a fast too, man. Sip on some of that vegetable broth, make you like a little soup or something like that. Drink a smoothie, something. Now, also with breaking the fast, you don't want to go too crazy. And I'm talking about a water fast. You don't want to go too crazy on the fruits to break it. You want to break it more so with some vegetables, like I said, like a little soup, a vegetable soup or that broth. That's the better way to break a prolonged water fast. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Now, again, if you are just starting on that health journey, though, I really actually don't recommend that you go on water fast. Now, this is for the people that's trying to maintain the health, things like that. Those are things that you should do in order to ensure that the water fast goes smoothly. If you're just starting off on the health journey, I don't necessarily recommend it. But if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it also. But for those people that's just starting off on the health journey, I definitely recommend juice fast or like a juice cleanse opposed to the water fast. Because again, what happens when you are fasting utilizing nothing but water, those toxins going right into the bloodstream. And that can cause a boatload of problems. What the juice is doing, the juice, since it's supplying you with some nutrients still and some enzymes, is neutralizing those toxins. So instead of those toxins just running rapidly through your bloodstream, the juice will neutralize it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot less health problems, crises as they call them. When you're doing the juice fast opposed to the water fast, that water fast, boom, them toxins hit the bloodstream quickly, and that causes a boatload of problems, man, and complications. So when you're doing the juicing, again, those enzymes and those nutrients, man, that's going to neutralize those toxins hitting the bloodstream, and it's going to cause less complications. That's why I tend to recommend the juice cleanse or the juice fast more so than the water fast, because the more toxic you are, the worse you will feel. That's why a lot of people, when they do water fast, they feel like they're going to die. Like, I know some of y'all probably did this. But I done been around a lot of people that tried to go 24 hours with straight water, and they were not able to make it 12 hours. They felt horribly because that's them toxins going right into the bloodstream with nothing to neutralize them. So you feeling all type of bad. So that's why they recommend certain people with certain conditions fast under supervision, like diabetics and things like that. They letting you know that you're a little too toxic to be fasting by yourself. With just straight water, something could happen to you. You can have a complication. So you got to have supervision. That's the reason why they don't recommend some of these people going on those prolonged water fasts without supervision. Because again, them toxins hitting that bloodstream real fast, and they don't have anything to neutralize it. That can be a problem for you. And that's what leads to all of those, headaches and all of those bad feelings when you doing a water fast and you did it improperly. So a juice fast, the juice still has the enzymes and nutrients. The only thing that the juice is missing is the fiber. But it still got the enzymes and some nutrients and things like that that's able to neutralize those toxins. That's why a lot of people recommend doing a juice fast or the juice cleanse, juice detox, or whatever you want to call it, more so than a water fast. For that reason, more than likely you're going to be able to survive this juice fast without feeling terrible, opposed to that water fast. And again, with how fast and rapidly the toxins hitting the bloodstream from that water fast, man, that something can happen to you. If you ain't under supervision, something can happen to you. I'm not saying something will happen to you, but it can, because that's too rapid, for them toxins to hit the bloodstream with nothing to neutralize them. So again, the juices supply you with them enzymes and them nutrients that allow you to neutralize those toxins. That's the main difference between a juice fast and a water fast. And that's one of the reasons why I would recommend the juice fast opposed to going to the water fast, especially for somebody that's starting off on the health journey. Because again, if you're just starting off on the health journey, more than likely you are in a very toxic state. Very toxic state. New Heights, peace, what's happening? So that the healthier that you get, though, the easier that a water fast is. So this don't really apply to a person that's been doing this for some years and they pretty much in tip-top shape, internally and externally. So the healthier you are, the easier it will be for you to do like a water fast. You won't necessarily feel that bad, but the beginner and a person that's overly toxic, man, a water fast can prove to be very dangerous. And that's why a lot of people can't make it the full 24 hours, or so they feel and think. Because again, them toxins is in that bloodstream and it's going crazy. And you don't have anything to like neutralize them joints and battle them. So that's one of the main differences, man. And a lot of times people be asking what type of juices are the best. I was when I was studying Bruce Lee, one of his favorite concoctions as far as like juicing goes was carrots, apples, and celery. He utilized that type of juice for energy, man. They say some days he'd drink that with like a little protein shake or whatever he mixed with or for his protein. Sometimes he would just drink that juice and that shake, and that was enough to get him through the day. But he would have carrots. I think carrots are like the main staple of the juice. Then the second was apples, and then he added a little bit of celery. All three of those are good for juicing, man. Again, with kale is great. Beets, beet juice, man, that's known to have a lot of healing properties. Watermelon, that's another good thing to juice. Just, man, all the berries, all of that, man. All of it, man. Just get creative. And ginger, a lot of people, everybody put ginger in the juices, man. So ginger is a main staple in the juices as well. So just get creative with the juices. And again, as I always tell people, Pay attention to how your body responds. Pay attention to how your body responds, man. We are made differently. You know, so again, what'll work for me, the concoction that'll work for me and give me energy, it might break you down. Big Smooth, appreciate the donation, and for sure. And I wouldn't, like I say, even if you know, at that point, if you're doing a water fast and incorporating the tea, I would just say incorporate some juices also. You know, so for the most part, I just recommend definitely easing your way. Definitely easing your way into that water fast for sure. Like I said, you can do it. You know, for the most part, a lot of it is mental. Won't nothing happen to you. You're just gonna feel like something gonna happen to you. You know, for the most part, a lot of it is mental. But to help somebody, like if a person ain't never fasted before, especially prolonged fast, I don't even recommend water because, like, just mentally, the psychological aspect, like a lot of people don't have that mental discipline, and I know how they gonna start to feel. So I try to give them a recommendation based off something that's feasible, something that I know they will complete. So when I tell people they can still have some juices, you know, or some smoothies, then it's like, all right, cool, I can still consume something. But when you tell a person just water for 3 days, for 4 days, or whatever the case may be, mentally they done already tapped out. They might not do that. You know, for the most part, the average person ain't gonna hear you when you say 24 hours with just water, 48 hours with just water. You know, that's the average person. Now you say that to one of us, we like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do that. I could try that. But the average person ain't trying to hear that. So we got to meet them where they at. We got to meet them with something that's feasible for them. You know, so for the most part, I recommend them go juices, smoothies, or like raw fruits and veggies, something like that, man. And then once they do that enough times, then it's like, all right, now we ready to attempt this water fast. Now we ready to attempt that. You know, but for the most part, man, considering how toxic folks are, they definitely got to have something with some nutrients, man, to just neutralize them toxins. So, like you say, either the tea, juices, or just go raw fruits, raw veggies, something like that. But just going straight water for the average person, boy, that might get a little, you might get a little crazy. But shout out to the people that did that. I know I did a water fast when I was not in my best state. Hey, it was very challenging, but I did it. You know, I definitely did it. I made it about 7 days. I was trying to tell you, yeah, the beach, carrots, apple, lemon. I forgot about lemon, but yeah, lemons definitely. Hey, hey, lemons, like lemon juice, good for the liver, great for the liver. You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to cleanse the liver, hey, juice them lemons. Lemons are good for a great, not good, they great for the liver, for cleansing the liver. So again, if you striving to cleanse the liver, man, make you some lemon juice. Notice I said make the lemon juice. Don't buy the lemon juice from the store. Make your own lemon juice. You know, if you're trying to cleanse the liver. Avia for sure. And hey, he say after that it was tough. The first 3 days. Normally it'd be reversed for me when I used to fast. Like the first 3 days would be the most challenging, and then after that I'm good. So normally my fast work in reverse. But like I said again, it all depends on the individual. But my first 3 days were like the worst when I went on the few prolonged fasts that I went on. You know, the first 3 days was challenging, but after day 3, when it hit day 4, I was good. Like the appetite and all that cravings was just going away day by day. You know, when I did the 7 day joint after day 3, I was good. I wasn't craving any of the things that I was craving day 3. Didn't really have the urge to eat. None of that. Real Supreme Justice, peace, God. What's happening? You say, what's your favorite vegan meal? Ooh, the favorite vegan meal. Hey, honestly, man, I like all my smoothies, man. But my favorite vegan meal, man, I ain't gonna even lie. I be liking them vegan burgers though. That's my joint. B Law, what you say? Nothing beats water, especially pH balanced alkaline water. You know, and I ain't gonna say again, water is right and exact, but I ain't gonna say nothing beats it. It just depends on the condition of the person. Because again, most of the fruits that I would recommend juicing and eating, a lot of them contain predominantly water. Like a watermelon, like that's predominantly water. You know, so again, along with some of the fruits, you getting the enzymes, the nutrients, the vitamins, and all of that. So it's almost neck and neck. If you're looking at fruits, if you comparing fruits and water, it's almost neck and neck. I know a fruitarian dude is on YouTube. I forget his name every time, But it was a dude I studied, man. He was talking about how he maintained his health without actually drinking water. And all he does is eat fruits. Fruitarian, basically. I forgot this brother's name, but he lives on the island somewhere. And dude was like, man, he don't necessarily drink water. He gets his water from eating fruits. You know, so again, like it's like even me, like my water level is high based on the scale. I don't necessarily drink a lot of water, but I consume a lot of fruit. So therefore, my water is at like 62.3%, you know, which is relatively high for me. Like most of the people that get on my scale, none of them have the level of water that I have, not even close. But I just consume a lot of fruits. I drink the smoothies and things like that. So I get my water in that way, along with the vitamins and the minerals and all of that good stuff. But either way, you good. Yeah, either way, you rocking. Ricky, for sure. Yeah, definitely find your rhythm. Most definitely. Jamal, you say how long to water fast each week? So, like I said, before you start the water fast, if you never fasted before, I recommend just juicing or doing straight smoothies. And I recommend doing that 1 day a week. You know, and if you striving to like lose weight or you just trying to stay shredded and lean, like for real, fasting once a week is like one of the best things that you can do. You know, I don't even care to do prolonged fast anymore like that. You really don't even need to fast longer than 3 days. If you do that, you're doing that for like spiritual reasons and things like that, which is cool. But you don't necessarily need to do it. What you need to do, or what you could do, which will work best for you, is just to find 1 day out the week that you can fast like every week. You know, let's just say your day is Monday. You know, every Monday you go 24 hours with either water or juices. Man, that'll work wonders. Over time, you're going to eventually lose the excess weight. You're going to remain shredded and lean, whatever your goal is, man. But 1 day a week, 24 hours with just juices or water, I'm trying to tell you, that's going to change your life. That's going to change your life. Just do the math. You know, if you go on one, let's say you go on 1 30-day fast, water fast. Well, let's just say I'm fasting once a week, every week for the rest of my life. What is that going to amount to? You ain't gonna be able to beat that with a prolonged fast. You know, so 1 day out the week, man, just find your day. I would say your least busiest day. You know what I'm saying? Your least busiest day. Or I don't even know. Let me not say that, because some people fast better when they busy. So whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. Pick 1 day out the week that's most convenient for you and your schedule. 24 hours. Either water or juice. Water or juice. And that'll work wonders for everybody. Just 1 day out the week, man. It ain't even that complicated. And look what I noticed, what I said too, though. 24 hours. So technically, if we being technical, if we just do a 24-hour fast, if we being technical, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna go a day without a meal. That's just 24 hours. Like, so let's just say my last meal, if I'm fasting on Monday, let's just say my last meal was at 6 p.m. on Sunday. I can technically break that fast 6 p.m. on Monday if I wanted to. That's 24 hours. So I didn't necessarily go an entire day missing a meal or without a meal. You know, I didn't go that entire day. I didn't go the entire Monday. I went from 6 p.m. Sunday to 6 p.m. Monday without food, just liquid. You know, so again, 24 hours, you got to put it in perspective. 24 hours, you ain't really going an entire day without nothing. If you go the entire day, like if your last meal was 6 p.m. on Sunday and you went the entire Monday without a meal, like that's longer than 24 hours. You know, so people don't be putting it into perspective like that. 24 hours is not as bad as people make it seem. You literally not gonna miss a meal. As far as like on a day-to-day basis go, you literally not gonna go one whole day without a meal. And I don't think people realize that. Big smooth for sure. And that's how you go. And that's what I said. The best lifestyle these days, man, is predominantly raw, like 80% raw, 20% cooked. That's what all the studies are indicating out here. Oh yeah, Lindell, man, them store bought smoothies, garbage, garbage. Oh, Avi, there you go. Always listen to the body. That's the listen. Hey, all the research is cool, definitely helpful, and some of it is right and exact and on point. But at the end of the day, definitely pay attention to your body. Never try to force something to work. Yeah, you read what Dr. Sabi said, but it's not working out for you. Listen to your body. Like, all right, man, I need to eat the broccoli. The broccoli responds well to me. Eat the broccoli, man. Don't be like, Dr. Sabi said I can't eat the broccoli. I ain't gonna eat the broccoli. No, if your body responds well to the broccoli, eat the broccoli. New heights, peace, peace. Appreciate the donation. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But right on. Like I don't even know if well, holistic doctor, because I was about to say I don't even know if I want to be that. But yeah, no, but appreciate that though for sure, man. I told you I'm trying to be. I be saying I'm making a joke, and I just said Dr. Sabi, which I respect a lot of his work. But you know, for the most part, man, some of the stuff, man, I feel like could be revised, and I feel like some of the stuff that he was talking about was very extreme, and a lot of times it just depends on the body types. You gotta, there's really no universal way for us all to eat, you know. So we gotta just be mindful of that, man. When somebody tell you such and such is bad, that's not universal. Like, nah, yeah, that could be bad for a certain group of people, but that could be good for you though. Just depends on how your body operates and functions, you know. Depends on that body type. But peace to everybody that's tapping in, man. I'm missing a lot of comments, man. Let me see if I can tap in. Let's get it. Bunch of fruit so we can do the smoothies. Let's go. Y'all see my shirt though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the shirt. Shout out to Stick Man from Dead Prez, man. RBG Fit Club. Healthy is the new gangster. That's the shirt we got on, man. That's it's a product of Stick Man from Dead Prez, man. I got the shirt from them, man. Ordered it from them. You know, we always supporting the health conscious folks, man. Healthy is the new gangster. That's the shirt because that's what it is. Healthy is the new gangster. Healthy is the old gangster. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way to be gangster is to be healthy, you know? But shout out to this shirt, man. Healthy is the new gangster, man. Positive message right here. Shantae, for sure. I did 7 days, and that's the last time I'm gonna do seven. And that leads me to this bill too. For the most part, like fasting is cool for most people to do, but there are certain people who shouldn't necessarily be fasting. You know, and if you are underweight, what they say by like 10 pounds, you don't necessarily need to fast. Pregnant and lactating women, yeah, you probably don't need to be fasting. And there are certain conditions like diabetes and some forms of cancer where fasting may be cool, but you got to be under some supervision. So don't just go fasting just because I told you to fast and you diabetic and you by yourself. Like, nah, you might have to consult with like a holistic, you know what I'm saying, doctor or something like that, man, and you have to fast under their supervision. But like if you underweight and if you're pregnant and lactating things like that, then you don't necessarily need to be fasting. Like, nah, you need your nutrients, you need to be consuming some food, you know. But yeah, other than that, everybody else is fair game as far as fasting goes. And even even some of those health conditions, if fasting can be fair game, you just need to be under somebody's supervision because ain't no telling, man. It's a certain way that you got to go about that. Jamal, yep. I've always worked out when I fasted. Now sometimes I'm like if I'm strength training, like obviously I'm gonna probably lose some strength, so I ain't gonna necessarily be able to lift as heavy. Um, but I definitely do like some cardio or something like jump some rope or something like that while I'm fasting. I always tend to work out well when I'm fasting. And that also helps you stay lean. But a lot of people had this fear that they gonna like faint and fall out if they try to work out while they fasting. But I've worked out while I'm fasting, and I got a few books on fasting that recommend it. But when you start getting into the prolonged fast, like if you fasting more than 3 days, then that's when you might not want to work out like after the third day. You might want to keep it chill. But if you're doing like a day or two or something like that, working out is recommended actually. Lindell, you say is apple cider vinegar as healthy as it claims to be, for sure. But just make sure you don't get the clear apple cider vinegar. That joint ain't no good. That joint is a little bit more acidic, you know. So don't get the clear joint. Don't get the clear joint. But other than that, yeah, it's a lot of benefits to the apple cider vinegar. Just make sure you get the joint that actually look like came from an apple type deal, but not the clear boy. You utilizing the clear boy, then nah, that's tearing you up actually. Yeah, Shante, you got one up on me. I ain't, man, me and yoga don't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get better with the stretching and the yoga type of activities. Me and that joint don't mix at all, but I'm working on that though. Avia, there we go. That's why I be trying to tell people, man. I'm trying to tell people, man, I done had people fast and little ailments that they were suffering from, man. They recovered from it, man. It healed, all that type of stuff, man. I done seen some things with people going on some light fast. Antonio, my brother PG, what's happening? DJ Elmo Peace, what's the word? Yeah, Eris Latham. Now, it might have been because I know that's my dude, but I think it was somebody else I was watching too that was inspired by him. But now that you mentioned it, it might have been dude. Big Smooth. Yeah, no, that should be good. 50, what you say, 59.5. Yeah, that should be good. I go for the 60 though. T Range, you say I be having headaches when I try to fast. Headaches for one, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, man, when you fasting, it's normal to get headaches, especially considering how toxic you were before the fast. Like if you if you know you toxic, and then it depends on the foods that you ate before you started fasting. So if you just was pigging out the day before you fasted, man, you're gonna have all type of headaches. You're gonna feel horrible. If you ate a bunch of heavy foods and then the next day you woke up and decided I'm finna do a 24-hour water fast, or I'm finna go 3 days with just water, man, you're gonna have headache after headache. You're gonna feel horrible. If you don't ease into the fast, man, that's normal. That's gonna happen. That's gonna be a given. If you don't ease into the fast, if you eat heavy foods and all that type of stuff before fast, a headache is definitely gonna happen. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But nothing is wrong with that. You know, when you fast and you feel bad while fasting, that's nothing is wrong with that. That don't mean you have to eat. That's not a sign for you to eat some food because you feel bad. Like that's just letting you know, like, yo, it's working. The fast is working. I got a headache. That's everything leaving the body. That's everything leaving the body, man. You might get a headache. You might get diarrhea. It ain't telling what you might get, man. You might get sick. You know what I'm saying? You might fast and get sick. Like that's cool. That's normal. That means it's working. But a lot of people that can't handle that, they think that's a sign to eat. I need to eat something because I got a headache. Nope, that's not what that's not what that's telling you. Mr. Bobby, peace, my brother. What's happening? DJ Elmo. And that's exactly what the brother that I talked about, he was dealing with coconut water. Like he was dealing with the raw coconut, like he was drinking the raw coconut water straight from the coconut, you know, with the electrolytes and all of that. You know, so that's actually cool. Like I said, I don't necessarily drink a lot of water. I get a lot of mine predominantly through fruit. And the scale, hey, that scale don't lie. When I get on the scale, man, I can pull it up right now. I got the app on my phone. I got the app on my phone right now. Last time I got on that scale, my body water was 61.7%. Body fat 11.2. Muscle mass 124 pounds, man. So hey, 124 pounds, 150.8 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm 5'6" for those that don't know. And I was this weight, like, so for people that think you just gonna go vegan and then you get scrawny and weak and all that type of stuff, man, 150.8. Listen, when I was in high school going into college playing football and all I was eating was meat, I wasn't this size. You know, I was smaller than this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 150.8 last time I got on the scale, 124 pounds of that is muscle. So again, I ain't losing much, I ain't losing many muscle, I ain't losing much muscle. You know, 124.6 pounds of muscle. And this is vegan, this is plant-based. So no, I have not lost my muscle by going vegan, by going plant-based. It hasn't happened, you know. And that's 61.7 pounds of or percent is body water. And then my bone mass, 6.2. So we not even on the low end of the bone mass, you know. So that's we good. We good. So we dispelling all the myths. that come with going vegan, you know, all that type of stuff, man. Look at that, predominantly muscle. So I ain't lost the muscle. People think, oh, you're gonna lose the muscle because where you getting your protein? I haven't lost that. I haven't lost that. My muscle ain't went anywhere. My muscle hasn't went anywhere. Like my muscle is high according to this. So my muscle is high. So, and you know, my muscle is high as a vegan and I'm lifting heavy. So I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I think I know what I'm talking about. When I try to tell people you don't necessarily need to eat the meat and the dairy products for the muscle. Trying to tell y'all, my muscle is high and I haven't eaten meat in a very long time, over 10 years. So again, we have not lost any muscle around there. Beats by Bless Zone Out. Man, that's one of them things. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I talked about that in a stream a long time ago when Elijah Muhammad mentioned that in How to Eat to Live, told people to stay away from kale. And he kind of didn't explain why in the book. And I just mentioned, I don't know what stream that was, man. That might have been like two streams ago, or maybe the last stream. But I had made the correlation between consuming too much kale and thyroid problems. So that's one of the main issues. That's one of the main issues. It can lead to thyroid problems if you consume too much of the kale. So again, if you consume too much of the kale, man, you got to pay attention to that thyroid, man. It can lead to, I believe, hyperthyroidism, man. If you consume too much, again, too much of anything can kill you. And that's basically what he was meaning in the book. Not that you should like stay away from kale totally, you know, but if you have thyroid issues, I would not necessarily food with kale. But if you do not have thyroid issues, man, that kale in moderation is a superfood for you. So again, it just be dependent on the body. But Elijah Muhammad did not elaborate on that in the book. Dude just was like, don't eat kale, and just left you kind of wondering why. And a lot of times, some of these cats be on that. They tell you don't eat something and they don't necessarily elaborate on why. So when I read that, I was like, why should we not eat the kale? Never explained it in the book. Maybe I missed it in the book, but I didn't get an explanation. So I had to look that up, man. But again, it's connected to thyroid problems if you consume too much of it. Sharif, man, hey, stop playing. Join the squad. Stop playing. Just join that squad for sure. Join the squad. Antonio, let's get it. Breeding Peace, what's happening? Patrick Peace, what you say? I've also learned not to fill up my plate. And I was just talking about that with a client, a new client that I'm dealing with. We got to stop this notion. And we've been conditioned like this. But hold on, before I build on that, let me shout out the brother here. New Heights. I'm gonna answer that question real quick. Appreciate the donation. But let me build on something real quick before I lose that train of thought. But we got to eliminate this notion of eating until we full. We got to stop that notion. Like that's almost like when we was kids, we were conditioned. You know, you had to eat everything off that plate. If you didn't, you got in trouble. So you had to clear the plate. And that plate was filled with, for one, that plate was filled with a bunch of foods that don't necessarily go together, which was destroying the digestive system, let alone the toxicity of the food. But a lot of those foods should not have been combined. But as a kid, you were taught to eat everything on that plate, stuff your face, basically. That is really not the way that we supposed to be eating, man. When I be studying the blue zones, like the healthiest cultures on the planet, one rule of thumb is they was like, eat till I'm 80% full. So either I'm gonna leave some on the plate, or I'm gonna get a smaller plate. That's another way to trick yourself. Don't get the traditional size plate. Get you a small plate. You know what I'm saying? And eat that plate. But eating until you full is not an accomplishment. It's not something that's positive. Oh, I'm eating until I'm full, like I'm all the way, I'm stuffed. That's not necessarily good. You don't need to be eating until you stuffed. Like that's not good. That's not healthy. You know, but we have been conditioned to associate that being stuffed with like good eating. I'm eating good because I eat until I'm stuffed. Like, nah, that's detrimental. That's detrimental. So you do not need to eat until you are full. Like, no. But at that point, you have eaten too much. You know, if you didn't eat to the point that you were full now, you have eaten too much already. You overeating. You overeating. So stop eating until you are full. They say 80% full, but we ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no percentage gauge on us to where he's like, all right, I feel like I'm 80% full. So with that being said, man, you just get you a smaller plate. Smaller plate. But you should not be full after you finish eating. Like that's negative. That is negative. But New Heights, you say, have you ever thought about coming out with a holistic herbal brand? Man, definitely in the future. That's definitely something because I was I was making my own immunity boosting powders, which I stopped doing that because my website is all down. Man, I gotta figure out a way to get my website name back. That's a whole other story. But once I get all that back up and running, man, that's definitely something in the works. Most definitely. Dizzy, you say no pun intended, but Dizzy say you get dizzy when you fast now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know how you fasting, but if you feeling that way, then again, that's when I would say drink some vegetable broth, or go on the juice fast. So drink the juices. That's the way to neutralize that. If you're trying to do strictly water and you getting dizzy, then that's why. You need to do a juice fast or drink that vegetable broth. That'll knock that out. Kuma, yeah, man, burpees are one of my favorite things to do. Christopher Peace, what's happening? Antonio, for sure, man. I gotta come back out with the apparel, man. Like I said, man, my site thing got shut down. It ain't necessarily get shut down, man. They locked me out that joint, man. So I got to get access to it. I ain't trying to, I got to get access to my site again. Nicholas, you say, have you ever tried dry fasting? Sometimes I do that unintentionally, but I have never intentionally done a dry fast. Ricky, you say elliptical action is my cardio go-to. Hey, elliptical is that deal. Trial running for sure. I like to do the jump rope personally. I got an assault bike. I like that. The row machine. Hey, shadow boxing. All of that. Bruce Lee was big. Bruce Lee is one of the people that I study because he more so like my size and my build. So I studied a lot of things that Bruce Lee was doing. And he is one. A lot of people talk about CrossFit, but like Bruce Lee was kind of on that type of vibe before CrossFit became a thing, way before it did. And then he was good like running in intervals. So you sprinting, you're jogging, you're walking. Like he would do it like that, and that's typically how I would go do it when I would run and do some type of cardio that involves running. And changing the surface level. So you might be up a hill, you incline, you decline, straight surface, all that type of stuff. Or flat surface. So sprinting, jogging, walking, all in one. You just keep changing it up. Bruce Lee was on that type of vibe. So like that's typically what I would do. RT Reigns, hey, lean is the name of the game for me. Yeah, I be staying lean. And a lot of people think I be doing a bunch of high rep. Now, y'all, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you see that I be lifting heavy. You know what I'm saying? And remaining lean at all times. Kingra, Tai Chi and Qi Gong. I got a book on Qi Gong. I got several books on Qi Gong. But I was doing those heavy back in the day, man. It just stopped. Y'all know consistency be my problem with certain things. But yeah, Tai Chi and Qi Gong, man, I was doing that. Qi Gong was definitely helping me. I gotta get back on that, man. But that Qi Gong was definitely helpful, man. As far as like stretching and breathing and things like that, flexibility was improving doing that Qi Gong. Oh yeah, Ricky, that pure coconut water for sure. Getting the electrolytes. Disciples of Christ, peace. What's happening? Montel, you say, what are the times that you do drink water? I mean, it just depends. It depends. Like while I'm like after a workout, during like another thing, people be thinking I'm crazy. I don't do this all the time. Sometimes I go whole workouts. I don't be drinking no water. Like I said, I'm pretty good, man. You get enough fluids in throughout the day, like you be able to be good. You don't necessarily be that thirsty. I didn't win whole workout. I'm talking about tough workouts. Didn't take one sip. And people be like, man, I don't know how you do that. Queen Earth, I got a scale that lets me know my body water. The scale, if you go on Amazon and type in INEVIFIT scale, Then that scale, the one, hold on, let me see. Let me see the price of it now. Let me see the price. I don't even see the one I got. But it looked like all of these work the same, man. So you got something for about $33, man. If you type in INEVIFIT and get one of those scales, you connect it to your phone. You download the app, connect it to your phone. Every time you step on that joint, it'll show your progress, and it gives you your water weight, BMI, body fat, muscle mass, BMR. Like, that's how many calories they recommend you at least eat on a daily basis. Bone mass, it gives you all of that. Ricky, well, yep, I just answered that. New heights for sure. You know, for sure. You know what I'm saying? We good. You know, we good out here. Don Too Haney, peace, what's happening? You say you just start smoking and drinking and eat more clean. The more I tune into you, the more strength and motivate. Hey, there we go. Let's get it. You know, let's get y'all know I'm big on getting my people to stop drinking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. That's big for me. Hey, right on. Put that up on the, you know what I'm saying? There you go. Right on. Right on. My fit journey. Yeah. Motion is medicine. You know what I'm saying? Movement is medicine. Definitely move. Definitely move. Motion is medicine, man. So we always advocate moving. So motion is medicine, man. Motion is medicine. Movement is medicine, man. Keep it moving, keep it moving. You should be doing some form of exercise every day, 25, 30 minutes. Even outside of your regular routine, man. Don't take nothing to, you know what I'm saying, do some push-ups or something every day. You know, like push-ups and sit-ups. I just had a little homie that I was working with yesterday. I told him, man, you should be doing 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups every day. You know what I'm saying? In the 8th grade. So I'm like, man, get up in the morning, do you 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups. Get your day started every day. Then when you master that, then it's crank it up a notch. All right, go 55 and 55, then 60 and 60. Like, let's get it. We can do this type of stuff every day. It ain't nothing for you to just bang out some push-ups and sit-ups in the morning. Ain't nothing for you to do that. I know everybody got the time to do that. Everybody got the time. There ain't nobody on the planet that's that busy to where they can't do some push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks, something in the morning. Like every morning or whenever you start your day, like you work night shift right before you go in. Everybody got the time to do that, man. Everybody can afford to do that, man. I know that for a fact. Yeah, Shantae, the son. Yep. Hey, using the child's plates, you know, there you go. New heights, you say, what if I eat until I'm full one time a day? Essentially, you balancing it out at that point. So you should be good. Real supreme. And that's, man, whoo-wee. And most people do that, you know, eat and go lay right down and just wonder why that belly fat won't go away. Bad habit. Yeah, DJ Elmo, I was talking to somebody. Once again, I'm always talking to people, clients and whatnot. But yeah, I was talking about watercress the other day. Yeah, I was talking about watercress the other day, man. That's a very beneficial vegetable right there. RG, you say thoughts on weightlifting. Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy. You follow me on any platform outside of this, boy. You see that I lift. I recommend weightlifting over everything. Weightlifting and calisthenics, man. Like that's it for me. Yeah, I stay lifting weights, man. I lift heavy, man. I'm like power lifting and all that right now, man. So I'm lifting. I'm always lifting, and when I lift, I'm lifting heavy. Ain't really no light lifting. So yeah, lifting is big as far as my regimen goes. Shante, what you say? I don't know much about intermittent fasting. Do you have any tips on what to eat while doing that fast and working out? So yeah, with the intermittent fasting, it depends on which form you are following. I always have people do like the 19-5, and even with that too, it depends on how you structure it. So if you structure it in a way to where like you're gonna work out in between that, so you already know how the science of that go. Like when you work, like if you structure it in a way to where you're gonna work out and then are you gonna eat before you work out, then boom, eat after, and then that's your 2 meals. Because you pretty much, if you're doing a 19-5, you probably gonna only have time for like 2 meals. So then again, like I said, if you eating, then go work out, then eating after the fact, I like to load up on the fruits, as they say, the carbs for the energy before the workout. So I make like a kind of like a protein smoothie with a lot of fruits in that joint. So some hemp seeds, gang of fruits and stuff like that. Some people do the oatmeal, throw some berries or something in that. But I make that powerful smoothie. You know what I'm saying? So hemp seeds. I like to use a little PB powder. Less fat than actual peanut butter. So I like to use that powder. I throw like some bananas in there, like frozen fruits, gang of fruits, things like that. Wow, drink that joint, go hit my workout, then eat as green as possible. Green as possible. Like that's how you do that, green as possible with a nice source of protein. You know what I'm saying? So green as possible with a nice source of protein. Like of course you're getting the protein from the greens, but like some like lentils. Hey, I don't know if y'all ever had like beans in a salad though. That joint be kind of good. Like some chickpeas, kidney beans, black beans or something in a salad. That joint be good. So I do something like that, or like sweet potatoes with the greens or something like that after the fact. And boom, that's a good way to rock a 19-5. Hey, Brandon, if he, yeah, water, that, and that's probably, now that you mention it, it's probably where that came from. That's probably why I don't be caring to get no water. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you say, back in the day, that was a luxury. We couldn't use time. We had to go get the water when they told us to get the water. So now I don't even be tripping off getting water when I'm working out. I just be working out. Then next thing you know, I ain't had no water this whole workout. I'm gonna drink it after though. Tony Briscoe, like for the most part, kids don't necessarily need to fast. I wouldn't recommend that. Depend like if the child, if they depending on like if they start getting a little big, they might can benefit from a fast. But for the most part, man, you just need to feed the kids the proper food, man, because they growing out here, man. So we got to feed them the proper foods. And that's how I would approach the kids. They don't necessarily need to be fasting like that. Just feed them the proper foods. Mario Peace, what's happening? For sure. Appreciate it. Real supreme, boy. I'm telling, I don't understand it. When people, especially my black folk, when they be like, man, it's too hot. I'm like, man, listen, this is right up our alley. Like this is our weather right here. We thrive in this. Go get you some of that sun. But again, we condition here in America, man. So we think the sun is the enemy. It's too hot. I can't take this. I want to go sit in that AC. Boy, your ancestors would have been out here loving that sun. And I ain't talking about the ancestors that was enslaved. Nah, I'm talking about your ancestors pre-slavery. Like, he was out in this sun. This is they type of weather, man. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful day when it's 100 degrees. But again, they got us so conditioned. We deviating from our true roots. Now we think the sun is the enemy, and we got to run to the AC. Like, nah, get you some of that sun. Go sweat. Ain't gonna kill you. Sharif, man, pretty much. Pretty much. T Rains, hey, the Georgia Heat, hey, for sure, man. I got some cousins down that way. Tony, let's get it. We're gonna get that visceral fat down in the single digits though. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do. Boom crypto, what's happening? DJ Elmo for sure. For sure. Hey, people sleep on broccoli. You know, if you got somebody in your family that's got lung cancer or some type of lung damage, broccoli. Broccoli. Real Supreme. I'm trying to tell you, man, I be having to almost be ready to curse them out. I'm like, man, what you mean is to like what are you talking about? Man, don't diss the sun like that. Without this sun, we wouldn't be in existence, man. You better be thankful that this sun is beaming on you. Be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Without this sun, we wouldn't have no life. You know what I mean? So be thankful for this sun. Be thankful for it. What is y'all like? You know what I'm saying? What y'all talking about? I love it. Man, they got the studies out here that let you know. You know what I'm saying? When it's sunlight, you know what I'm saying? That improves your mood, man. That improves the mood, that improves the levels of serotonin, all of that. So, man, yeah, that sunlight is benefit. That sunlight makes you feel better. When you see the sun, whether you acknowledge it consciously or not, like you instantly feel better when you see the sun shining. You know what I'm saying? Like the gloomy day, when it's dark and gloomy and you don't see no sun, like that's a trigger for depression. Like, man, it's a gloomy day. The sun ain't shining. I feel sad. When you see the sun, you like, all right, man, my mood didn't improve. Just seeing the sun, man, just seeing the sun, like just seeing the sun shine is enough to prove that mood and kill some depression. So that's letting you know how powerful that sun is. When that sun ain't shining, you don't see that sun, you think something is wrong. Like that's how powerful the sun is. You think something is wrong, you start thinking all bad thoughts when you don't see the sun. That's how powerful the sun is, man. That's how powerful the sun is. So stop running from that sun. Stop running from it. You know, reveal that skin. Let that sun tap into the skin so it can activate that vitamin D. You know what I'm saying? So it can activate that vitamin D. That's what you need to do. Stop complaining about that sun. Be grateful that that sun is shining, man. Be grateful. Be grateful. Ricky, and for sure. And that's why, man, I was watching the documentary. And that's why depression is so high in Seattle, you know. And I was watching the documentary on what is it called, grunge music. You know what I'm saying? Like Kurt Cobain, that type of music. That's some depressing music. You know what I'm saying? And they was talking about the origins of it being in that type of area, like in Washington, where it rained all the time. So dudes was out here just always depressed. So that was kind of like the origin of that type of music back in the 90s. It was the weather, man. The weather was just, man, the rain that had these dudes depressed. So when they made some music, the music was depressing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling y'all, man. If the sun was shining a little bit more and it wasn't raining all the time, like dudes would have better make they would have made more positive music. They were so depressed, man, because every time you look up, it's raining and it's cloudy. So they depressed. They are depressed. Like seriously, like I tapped into that documentary, man. I was like, that makes sense, you know. That made a lot of sense. But yeah, it was talking about grunge music, you know, the origin of that. Hey, I listen to all types of music. Yeah, I would listen to some Nirvana and things like that for sure. Hey, got some Jews, man, got some nice little music. Hey, Phil Collins, all these cats, man. Hey, I listen to Frank Sinatra, man. I blast some Frank Sinatra on you, but for sure. But yeah, that weather plays a very important role in the mood. Like that seasonal depression type stuff is real out here, real in the field. Some people need the sun to feel happy. For real. Like this is a fact. Boom crypto, yeah, for sure. Detroit, I already know. You know, we not too far, the St. Louis area. So we when that snow hit, man, and even when the snow hit, like, and you still when you see the sun, like it snow, boom, but even when you see the sun, it just make you feel better. You know, that sun is a game changer. Montel for sure. The sun definitely will make you more productive. Hence, that's why back in the day, the way our ancestors set it up, that's why you was working when you rose up with the sun, because that's when you was gonna be the most productive. That's when you was gonna be the most productive. We rose with the sun, and when the sun went down, that's when we retired for the day. Our ancestors knew, like, all right, when the sun is out, we can get the most work done. So, all right, the sun is up. It's time for us to go to work. We're gonna be the most productive and efficient. Okay, the sun's going down. All right, time for us to end this. We ain't gonna be that productive with the sun now. All Big Smooth for sure, man. You get all the party music out of there, man. Pitbull and all these cats. You know what I'm saying? Flow Rider. You know what I'm saying? Like all that music, man. They be happy all the time. You just ready to party because of that weather. Ricky for sure, yeah, grounding. Real Supreme. Hey, Phil Collins, man, that's that guy. Phil Collins, that guy. Shout out to Phil Collins. Don't sleep on old Phil, man. Don't sleep on Phil. Tony Briscoe, she said, I know you don't deal with protein powder, but is Naked Pea protein powder any good? It ain't necessarily like I was experimenting a lot of times. I don't fool with most powders, but there are some powders out here that can serve a purpose, especially if you working out a lot and you lifting heavy. Then some of those powders can be beneficial. You just gotta make sure you get the right one. But that Naked Pea protein is cool. That's actually one of the ones that's pretty cool. Now, personally, I don't like the taste of pea protein powder. That joint trash. But like if you mixing it with like some smoothies or something, then hey, you might not taste it. But drinking it by itself, boy, that's disgusting. I used to do that back in the day. But yeah, the powders can serve a purpose, man, especially if you like working out heavy and things like that, because you need more protein than the average person. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta make the move, man. I'm trying to get back to these studies, man, so I can hit y'all with more information based on the studies, So we Kingra, nope. Let me answer that real quick. Whey protein, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't recommend that at all. But I had to answer that real quick because I was having that conversation with somebody. So I told them, nope, don't do that one. But yeah, with that being said, man, let me get back to these studies so I can give y'all more information. Y'all know how I go, man. So I appreciate y'all tapping in with the kid. Appreciate the donations, all the comments, all the love, man. It's always peace. Try to tap back in with y'all tomorrow. If I come across some more interesting information, definitely gonna share it with y'all. But hey, as Styles P say, love is love. I'm out, man. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Thursday. Y'all be easy. Get them fruits and veggies in, exercise, stretch, whatever the case may be. Meditate, journal, read some books, all that. But I'm out, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.